This question sounds simple. 5 seconds. That's less than the time it takes to sneeze twice or to regret clicking reply all. But what if gravity, one of the four fundamental forces holding the entire universe together, just stopped working for 5 seconds? Now, let's be specific. We're not talking about some magical anti-gravity field. We're talking about gravity, the actual attraction between all matter, vanishing, everywhere, instantaneously. Then, 5 seconds later, returning like nothing happened. What would that look like? At first, probably nothing. If you're standing still, you might feel slightly lighter, maybe a tingle in your stomach. Then your body lifts off the ground. Not dramatically, just slowly at first. Because Earth's gravity isn't exactly a rocket engine. But here's the thing. Gravity might be weak, but it's persistent. And when it's gone, there's nothing to pull you back down. Planes, birds, bugs, people, everything not bolted down starts drifting upward. Water lifts out of glasses and rivers. Oceans start to swell and ripple upwards, like slow-motion tsunamis. Cars become useless floating boxes. And if you're unlucky enough to be in a swimming pool, congrats. You're now part of an airborne blob of chlorinated human soup. Meanwhile, in orbit, satellites become confused. They weren't orbiting because of rockets. They were orbiting because Earth's gravity constantly tugged them in a curved path. Without that tug, they shoot off into straight lines, like kids flinging spaghetti in zero-G. GPS? Gone. Weather forecasts? Useless. SpaceX question mark. Sorry. Back on Earth, 5 seconds of no gravity is long enough to rise maybe 2 meters, about the height of a refrigerator. Not terrifying, unless you happen to be juggling knives, operating heavy machinery, or skydiving. If you were skydiving, by the way, enjoy floating awkwardly mid-air while the Earth forgets you're falling for exactly 5 seconds. But now comes the fun part. Gravity turns back on. This is where everything goes wrong. Everything that was floating, hovering, or flying now falls. Instantly, no parachute, no warning. Just bam. You, your sandwich, the cat, the entire airborne contents of a grocery store aisle. Everything hits the ground with the full force of normal gravity, as if it had just been dropped from a 2-meter height. It's like the universe hit resume on a paused game of Jenga. And no, it doesn't care where your face was at the time. People get bruised, things break, and a surprising number of drones crash into expensive wedding receptions. And remember the oceans lifting? That water's coming back down too. Not gently. Massive walls of falling sea smash into coastlines like watery guillotines. The good news? 5 seconds wasn't long enough for full-scale tsunamis. The bad news? Your beach vacation is over. Meanwhile, in the deep Earth, things get weird. Gravity also holds tectonic plates under pressure. In those 5 seconds, there's a tiny shift, barely noticeable. But when gravity returns, that shift can trigger earthquakes in regions already tense. It's like shaking a soda bottle right before screwing the cap back on. Not smart. Also, you know what loves gravity? The sun, the planets, the moon. They're all playing a cosmic ballet held together by gravity. Remove that force for 5 seconds and the solar system takes a nervous stutter step. Most of the big stuff is so massive it won't move much in 5 seconds, but it does move. The Earth wobbles in its orbit. The moon starts to drift, ever so slightly. And in space, slightly is scary. A tiny change now can lead to total chaos a few centuries later. But that's future humanity's problem. And now imagine. You were in an elevator when this happened. You'd float up, probably giggling. Then gravity returns. Now you're falling inside the elevator, which is also falling. Double gravity, double impact. You and the elevator become very briefly acquainted in ways no one ever wanted. Of course, this all assumes everyone survives. And weirdly, most would. It's only 5 seconds after all, but the psychological impact? Enormous. Gravity is the one constant everyone trusts. You might not trust your phone, your memory, or even your government, but gravity? Gravity always has your back. Except now, for 5 seconds, it didn't. And next time, who knows? So, what if gravity stopped for 5 seconds? You'd float, then fall. There'd be chaos, a lot of lawsuits, and some very confused goats. Most people would be okay, but no one would ever feel truly grounded again.